But as Adam Cobb comes by, give him a big wave as you see the F-18 come by. Now maybe he'll even fold up the wings for us and show you what it's like, what they do to make room for more aircraft on the deck of an aircraft carrier. They literally fold the wings up. Now, I don't know whether he'll be able to see, but maybe I can give him a signal to maybe ask him to fold the wings up. He's waving at you, folks. Tower's going to come down, taxi slowly. He's going to stop. I think he's going to do it for us. There we go. And that is a very special paint job on that F-18. Most of them are gray, but that one is one that is extremely rare in anticipation of the 100th anniversary of naval aviation in 2011. Now, the airplane that just took off is one that I want you to take a look at. Back in the 1960s, McDonnell Douglas, now Boeing, as the consolidation of the aircraft industry, the aerospace industry has taken place, McDonnell Douglas developed an aircraft for the United States Navy known as the F-4 Phantom II. And that's the one that's going to be coming in from the right. The F-4 Phantom II had over 5,200 of it built, both for the United States Navy and for the United States Air Force. As a matter of fact, for a time, the Air Force and the Navy both used it for their flight demonstration squadrons, the Thunderbirds and the Blue Angels. But I want you to take a look. From Tyndall Air Force Base in Florida, one of about 80 remaining nearly 36,000 pounds of thrust from that very, very heavy aircraft that weighed loaded over 61,000 pounds. This is a very special one because the last 80 that are flyable, as you see it come in from the left, are known as QF-4s. They are drones. They can be operated remotely from the ground, and about a dozen a year of these remaining 80 get sacrificed to air-to-air missiles and are destroyed. He comes from Tyndall Air Force Base, and he is the Director of Operations for the 82nd Aerial Target Squadron. And so many of the Phantoms were destroyed in the war, and many of them that did survive, most of them went out to Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Arizona to what they call the $1 billion boneyard. And you can see hundreds of different types of aircraft on display there that you can actually take tours through and see them. You can't touch them, but they are all prepared for either destruction or being parted out to support more current models of the same aircraft, newer ones, or in the case of these F-4s that we're seeing here, coming in from the right, these have been actually set up so that they can be piloted from the ground. Two pilots. One controls the throttle and up and down. The other pilot controls the left or right. They can't figure out why. That's the way they started doing it years ago. But for me, I want one guy flying it because it's a challenge to do it the way they did it. But Greg Blount is flying it here, and this is one of the aircraft that is going to be part of our heritage flight. You can see the tail hook. The Air Force version had a tail hook just like the Navy version did. for the Heritage Flight in just a little bit. But he'd like to just to say a great big thank you to all of you who are here this weekend supporting the men and women of the Air Force and the Navy and the Coast Guard and the Army and the Marine Corps, all those men and women who are